Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Juniper. More World Cup predictions using tarot cards. I have the Emerald Night Oracle, the Bright Tarot, and the Victorian Phantasmagoria. Today we are doing June 25th games, part 2. So these are the last 3 games of that day. It is right now June 19th, 4:51 p.m. US is currently playing Australia. It is the 85th minute. USA is in the lead, 2-0. Very exciting. Let's see, what teams am I doing today? Tunisia versus Netherlands, Paraguay versus Australia, and Turkey versus United States. All right. So let's start with Tunisia and the Netherlands. They are playing at 7 p.m. in Kansas City, Missouri. Tunisia has played Sweden. They lost 5-1. And they're playing Japan tomorrow. Tomorrow is June 20th for me. So they haven't played their second game yet. Netherlands played Japan, and they tied 2-2, which I was surprised about. I thought Netherlands would win. Very strong team. Seems like Japan is a very strong team as well. And then the Netherlands are playing Sweden tomorrow. So I think that'll be a very interesting game as well. All right. So I guess the only thing I really have a feeling for this game is that I know that the Netherlands is a very strong team. Don't know about Tunisia. They did lose against Sweden, but I'm guessing Sweden is a pretty strong team too. Well, no, let's see what the cards tell us. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. If you place any bets, don't place any bets on what I say. And then also, I just want to thank everybody for liking and subscribing. I've gained a lot of subscribers, and it's very surprising, and it makes me very happy, and I appreciate it so much. So, thank you. I do appreciate that. Tunisia versus the Netherlands. So Tunisia on my left, Netherlands on my right. We have 3 of Wands for Tunisia, the Devil card, and the 9 of Pentacles. For the Netherlands, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the 6 of Cups, and we have the 4 of Cups. All right, so 3 of Wands is a good card for Tunisia. Wands are great for enthusiasm. This is what you need in the sports game. The 3 of Wands is somebody who is waiting to go ahead. So they already have like the plan. They're just waiting for the right time to start it and to make movement. Right? They're looking out and seeing all that they could conquer. The Devil card, not great card. Devil card talks a lot about addictions. Probably making not the greatest choices. Like, for example, maybe you choose to do something even though you know better. They also have 2 people that are chained to the devil. So these 2 people kind of feel stuck, like they can't go anywhere. However, the 9 of Pentacles is a great card. When I see the Pentacles are about that athletic ability, that physical ability, which is great. A 9 of Pentacles shows somebody who has grown all these pentacles, right? They they have really done well in the pentacle department. So when I see this, I kind of see somebody who may be scoring a lot of points, or just somebody who has very good physical capabilities. So these cards are interesting together. I feel like Tunisia has a good plan. They have good enthusiasm, but there may be some things that are causing them to make decisions that aren't always that great. But in the end, they kind of turn out well. It could be that they've earned enough goals to keep them afloat in their group, which would make them very happy. And then we have the Netherlands. So the Netherlands has the Queen of Swords. So those queens and kings are those leadership cards. Queens are very wise. They're not intimidated. When I see the swords, I see people that are quick thinking, ready for battle, shrewd. So the Netherlands are ready to go into the game strong, and they have a great game plan. Six of Cups is a nice card. It's a calmer card. I feel like they kind of come out of the first half feeling very good, whereas Tunisia comes out of the first half feeling a little chained up. And this Six of Cups card, you see these two people. One person is giving the other person a cup full of flowers. It's just a very nice card. It's like a giving card. Um, there's a calmness about it. They're smelling the flowers, right? There's it's a nice card. I feel like they go in very strong knowing what they want to do. Their plan works and they come into, halftime feeling pretty good. The Four of Cups is interesting here for their second half of the game. I feel like what's interesting about the Four of Cups is you see this person sitting here. He's got his arms folded. He's staring at the three cups he has, but there's this little puffy cloud who's trying to give him another cup. And they're like, here, look, look at this opportunity. And this person has their arms crossed and they're not paying any attention to it. So that says to me that they miss some opportunities available to them, which probably causes Tunisia to get some goals. Um, I don't get a sense though that either team I don't get a sense that the Netherlands loses or Tunisia wins yet. I have to pull the oracle cards for that. I mean, missed opportunities are not good, but at this point, I almost feel like saying at the midpoint of the game, they have all of these cups. So to me, that says they have all of these goals. I'm not saying they'll have six, but like they've done well. So let's do some oracle cards. Tunisia, who did they play again? Can't remember. Sweden, 5-1. Hmm. Tunisia has the garden, and Netherlands has the mirror. The garden talks about meetings, events, contacts. Hmm. That almost makes me think of like injuries in a way. And I say that because when I think of meetings and contacts, right, I think of like body contact, like people coming together, possibly getting hurt, which could also be like the devil. They could have some injuries, they could have some penalties. Meetings, events, and contacts. Also, the events are kind of like that too, right? A big event in a game could be somebody getting hurt. So hopefully everybody's okay. Netherlands mirror self knowledge, reflection, truth. Netherlands understands how they play. They understand what they're good at. They understand what they're not good at. So they're coming into it with a good plan and understanding their abilities, which is very important. Let's see. Tunisia gets the restrained card. I think I've gotten that one before. And Netherlands gets the wax mannequin. So the restrained card, I think, is pretty literal. You see somebody who would be considered maybe possibly mentally disturbed, and now they're in a straitjacket. Limitations, obstacles, oppressed. So that tells me that they're going to have some limitations, could be from injuries. Um, it could be that they aren't strong as the Netherlands. Netherlands gets wax mannequin, facade, stagnation, loss of identity. I think the Netherlands aren't going to play that well in the second half, at least not as well as they usually do. I don't, though, get a sense of loss from them. Like, there's nothing here in the cards that have anything really bad about loss. Um, the restrain card and the devil card for Tunisia are not good. Even the garden card may not be that great for them. So I think the Netherlands are going to win, but I think that Tunisia will get a few goals in, especially at the end. So I don't think it could it be a tie? Netherlands tied with Japan. Could it be a tie? Let's see. Let me say this. Okay, so give me a clarifying card for the results of the game for each team. And let's see. We have the Eight of Swords binded, not being able to go ahead, even though you're not actually attached to the swords. So it's like you actually can move and get out of your constraints, but you don't know it. And then we have the King of Cups. So the King is good leadership, it is strength, it is good with intuition, social um, interactions. So like they have a good team, but they also listen to the captain or the manager or whomever. And so I would say from these cards that Netherlands wins, but I think Tunisia is going to get a few points in there. And I think that kind of makes Tunisia a bit happy. I don't know how that's going to do with their standings because they still have to play Japan tomorrow, and Netherlands is playing Sweden tomorrow. So we'll see. Um, these cards could always change just from the results of those games. But yeah, so I think the Netherlands is going to win. But I think Tunisia is going to have a good. I think they're going to get a point or two. I think they're going to be a little happy with that too. But win for Netherlands. Okay, USA game update. Still 2-0. We're at 90. Ooh, we're at 96 minutes. They only had 6 extra minutes. Oh, I think the ref got hurt or something, so they have some time for that. But the game is almost over, and it's 2-0. So just waiting for the ref to like call the game. Good on you, United States. Sorry, Australia. We still love you though, because you guys are great. Who doesn't love an Australian? Okay, so who's next? Paraguay versus Australia. So Paraguay and Australia are playing at 10 p.m. So a late game for Eastern time. Santa Clara, California. Tunisia and Netherlands are playing the same time as who's the other ones? Japan and Sweden, I think. I think they are. I think Tunisia and Netherlands are playing at the same time as Japan and Sweden. So Paraguay versus Australia play after them, and they're playing in California. Paraguay, how did you do? Just looking at my scorecard to find Paraguay. Where are you, Paraguay? You played the 12th of June. You played against the US, but the US won 4-1. Okay, okay. And then when are you playing? Did you play already? They're playing today. Today's the 19th, right? Yes. So they're playing Turkey today. Turkey. So they have not yet played their second game. All right, Australia, you beat Turkey 2-0, and you're playing the US right now, but I think the game is over, and I think Australia lost 2-0. Sorry, Australia. So they beat Turkey, but they lost to the United States. All right. Paraguay versus Australia. Paraguay on my left, Australia on my right. Let's see how it goes. Let me move these over a little. Okay. All right, Paraguay. We have the Five of Cups, the Devil card, and the Knight of Cups. We get the Knight of Cups a lot today, and the Devil card. Australia, we get the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, And this 5 of cups. I mean, 5 of, sorry, wands. 5 of wands. Lots of fives. That's stressful. All right. So Paraguay, 5 of cups. This person is looking at the spilt cups, not paying attention to the cups that are still there. They're paying attention to the things that have gone wrong, not paying attention to the things that have gone right. So that's not a good start. Put you in a bad headspace. Devil card again, feeling chained up, making mistakes because of not thinking clearly due to past uh um what's the word I'm looking for? Addictions, not necessarily like literal addictions, but like when you're consistently know better, but you still make the wrong decision, right? You know better, but you still do the wrong. Knight of Cups, a good card. This is a knight who comes in maybe in the second half. They feel like they have a better plan going in, but they're not going in quickly. Knight of Cups doesn't want to spill what's in the cup. They don't want to make mistakes. So they're going in not aggressively. They may not be going in with the type of physical capabilities that they need to go in with. Australia, 5 of pentacles. This is like the charity card. So these people, they're not doing well. They've had a lot of bad luck. And they're either moving toward charity or they're moving away from charity. Um, it's a tough card, but you got to look at the cards around it to see how it's being handled. They do have the Knight of Wands, which is good. So both teams have the knight. So both teams are like they have a plan, they want to accomplish their goal, they have a path, they have dedication. Australia has the wands, though. The Knight of Wands is a much faster card than the Knight of Cups. That wands talks about enthusiasm. And then you have the 5 of wands. So again, fives can be difficult cards. This is like a battle going on, right? You see people fighting, they're putting up a fight. Because they have the knight in between these two cards, um, I think the first half they will feel a little downtrodden, not doing as well as they should be, but Paraguay is also not in the right headspace. They feel a bit chained down. By the midway through the game, though, Australia gets a second wind and they really battle it out. So Australia will be more aggressive in the second half than Paraguay. Paraguay is taking an approach that is a little more intuitive. Australia is taking an approach that's a little more enthusiastic. So let's do some oracle cards. Oop, oop, oop. I want to do more shuffling. Sorry. Sometimes you just feel like you really need to shuffle. Let's see. Paraguay has the book. Australia has the stork. So the book talks about secrets, hidden information, and knowledge. I think this is kind of like saying that they really studied up on Australia before they came into the game. They have some plans um, that they're going to carry out, but it doesn't really look like those plans are working, right? Those plays. Australia has the stork, which talks about change, transformation, and improvement. So I think the 5 of pentacles, now that they just played the game with the US, maybe them feeling a little downtrodden when they first start the game because of the game that they just lost, but I think I think they realize kind of quickly that Paraguay is also not in the right headspace and that kind of helps them out. They take that time to transform and to improve. So Paraguay, what is our Victorian trends? Phantasmagoria card, Wax Mannequin, and Australia has Conjure. So, Wax Mannequin, facade stagnation, loss of identity. So I feel like that stagnation, the Knight of Cups is just not aggressive enough for them. They need to be a bit more aggressive. Conjure is manifestation, intention, and magic. I mean, I think that goes well with the transformation, change, improvement. Australia may not do that well in the beginning, and maybe even Paraguay may not do that well in the beginning, but Australia gets a second wind and they end up winning the game. I think they're going to do a lot better in the second half. Um, Paraguay will probably even do better in the second half, but they're just not. They don't have enough passion. Um, like Australia does. They're not putting up enough of a fight. And that's what I see. So I see this going for Australia. Australia will win. And then at the same time, also in California, in Englewood, which is, I believe, near Los Angeles or in Los Angeles County. I'm not sure. Is Turkey and the USA. So Turkey, who did they play first? They played Australia and they lost to Australia. So that was a 2-0. They are playing today is June 19th, so they're playing today. They're playing Paraguay, so they haven't played that game yet. And Australia just finished playing no, United States just finished playing Australia. They beat Australia 2-0. They also beat Turkey 2-0. So I think in a way, I think the United States is going to be favorite along here. I mean, they've done very well. I wonder how Turkey will do against Paraguay. I'm curious about that, but I think the United States is a stronger team. So let's see. Let's see what the cards say, though. Again, they're playing at 10 p.m., same time as the Paraguay Australia game. They're also playing in California. I don't know where Santa Clara is compared to Inglewood, California. That I do not know. All right. Turkey on my left, the USA on my right. Turkey has the Hierophant, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. USA has the Ace of Swords, Strength card, and the Hermit. Interesting. So Turkey, Hierophant, tradition. Um, talks about it's like a religious card, but it can also talk about like institution, coming into the game, playing very traditionally, having I think it also is kind of like having a strong foundation in a way. Page of Pentacles. So the pages are the apprentices. They're prepping for success. They're a little naive, but they're willing to learn. They have hope. Pages the pentacles talk about that athletic ability, right? That they can have. So he's holding on to that athletic ability. He's holding it up. He knows that he has it. Um, but it's a page card and not like a knight. So it's like a little bit more of like an apprentice than a master, right? Queen of Swords, however, though, great card for leadership, wisdom, and not being intimidated, ready to go in and fight, right? Ready to go into battle. Shrewd, knows how to be wise about the attacks that they do. Um, so that's a very good card for Turkey. So it seems like they go in very traditional. They have a lot of hope midway through, and they really go in with strong leadership and a purpose in the third half. I mean the second half, sorry. USA, Ace of Swords. They're going in with clarity. They are focused and they also have a sword. So they're also ready for battle. So they're going in very strong-minded, right? Confident. By the midpoint of the way, they feel very strong, and this strength is both an emotional strength and a logistical strength, right? There's a trust. So there's a trust between the woman and the lion. The lion is holding back his animal instincts to bite her, and the woman is showing that she's very strong and confident that she can hold the lion, right? So I think they by the second half, the USA feels like they're in a really strong space. They have a lot of confidence and that they can hold back Turkey. The third part, I mean, the third card, second half, they have the hermit. So the hermit is interesting. The hermit is when you are searching for something, you are trying to shed light on something, looking for a new path, looking for a way through. So what does this mean for the United States? Let me do a little bit more look into the hermit because I don't want to miss anything. Introspection, looking inwards, inner reflection. So you're going away from the current demands of the outside world, but you're sensing truth and knowledge within yourself. So I think they are. I mean, it's not a bad card. It's like they're really looking inwards at their training, at their abilities, and there's a lot of focus there about what to do next. So it's like in the second half, Turkey is coming out battle ready, and the USA is really in the mind, but in the mind in a good way. They're not like overwhelmed or anything. They're really thinking things through. So both teams got very good cards. So let's look at the Oracle cards. This might be a very tough game. I don't know. All right. So Turkey got the man. The US got the pentagram. The man is a signifier of masculinity. I think Turkey feels very strong. The pentagram talks about protection, harmony, and balance. I think the US is feeling like they have a lot of harmony between team members. They're very balanced. They're very balanced in how they feel about their physical capabilities, their mental capabilities, and their emotional stance in the game. So overall, they're a very balanced team. Turkey may start focusing on a bit more of their athletic ability or whatever, however they feel like masculine, right? Let's see. So Turkey gets the secret. United States gets the vampire. The secret is an interesting card. It talks about hidden truth, cryptic, and blackmail, which is a bit odd. Hidden truth, cryptic, blackmail. They may have some tricks up their sleeve to pull on the US. Probably done their homework about how the US plays. So they may have some things that they can do. They can pull out on them. Makes me think of hat trick, even though I don't really know what a hat trick is. And then the vampire talks about. I know it talks about draining, uncontrollable, passionate. So I think possibly the U.S. thinks to themselves they have to tire out Turkey. They have to drain them. There's a lot of passion. They have a lot of passion. There's this uncontrollableness about them, but not in a they're playing bad way, but in a the maybe Turkey just can't get the ball from them. Maybe they so it's I still don't have a clear idea of who wins and who loses. I'm gonna have to do some clarifiers with this one. Turkey. United States. What you guys up to? So let's get some clarifiers on the results of this game for each team. Clarifier on the results of this game for each team. We have the world for Turkey, and we have the Queen of Pentacles for US. Still not giving me a clear thing. The world is a very good card. That talks about like goal accomplishment. So whatever goal Turkey has, they have accomplished it. Is their goal to win the game outright? Is their goal to tie? Is their goal to earn a certain number of points, goals? I'm not sure. Queen of Pentacles is again that leadership, wisdom, not being intimidated, and it's a pentacle, strong physical ability. Let me look at the Queen of Pentacles really quick. High social status, prosperity, success, financial independence, nurturing, practical. Let's see, generous, wealthy, charming, talented, and executing plans successfully. I mean, these are all good cards. Like the the US would want to win. I don't think they'd want to tie. I think Turkey would be okay with tying if they have a certain amount of points because they lost against Australia. They're going to play Paraguay today. Say they beat Paraguay, I think in essence they just want to score some points to try to stay in the group, right? Or do well in the group standing. But I think the US would want to win. And these cards are good for a win because it looks like both teams are kind of happy, right? Maybe I should pull another clarifier. Yeah, this is difficult. I think the US is going to win, but I think Turkey will score some goals, which makes them happy because I don't think anybody scored on the US yet, right? Oh no, Paraguay did score on the US, won, but there was 4-1, and then US just beat Australia 2-0. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder how the Turkey's game is going to go today. So, clarifier for Turkey, the moon, clarifier for the United States, the emperor. Yeah, I think this is clarifying that they will win the United States. The emperor is Aries. The emperor is battle. The emperor is somebody who takes charge, who wins, who controls, right? So I see the US winning. The moon is a little bit of a delusion illusion. Maybe they think that they'll win, but they don't, but they get points, right? There's an uncertainty, there's an illusion, deception. Sometimes there's misunderstandings or something you can't admit to yourself. Um, Maybe they're happy that they get a few points, but it's kind of like they're a little delusional, like it doesn't do what they want it to, depending upon how the other teams play, even if they think they got enough points to kind of get through. It turns out that they don't. So I'm going to go with the US on this one. This is a little difficult because I think they play well, both teams, but I'm going with the US from these clarifying cards. All right. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the subscriptions I've had already. It's amazing how I've gotten more subscriptions. I appreciate it a lot. Please leave your comments. Who do you think will win? Who are your favorite teams? What cards did you pull? Let me know how you interpret them. It's a lot of fun. And if again, this is the first time I've ever done like sports tarot. It's a lot of fun. and may do more in the future. If you would like me to, please leave a comment on my post page. I would appreciate that, especially with what other sports you're interested in. I also do political and global events, and I really like to do missing persons. I have a new project coming up as well, but it's in the early stages, so I won't give you details yet. But there is a new project coming up. And yes, so thank you for watching. Again, I really appreciate it. Having a lot of fun. And thank you for being here. Have a great day.